Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Classic and our Season of Mastery playthrough. We are in the Desolace today, and it turns out that we probably need to spend some time here, firstly, to remain on par with leveling, but also there are some pretty interesting sounding quests here that I've never done before. So I think we're going to take on a few of those today to try to keep things interesting. First one we're going to talk about is Valhariel's Search. This was given to us by a night elf. I am Valhariel Rambles. I've come here to discover the whereabouts of two missing nobles of a Darnassian merchant family, House Malum. The father of the house fears the worst, and I am to do everything I can to find his missing children. I have yet to start my search for Tyrannus and Delinda, but I am hopeful I shall not be here long. Last word tells of them passing through Stonetalon Mountains a few weeks ago. So their wagon is not in Stonetalon, it's somewhere here in the Desolace. I believe that's where we're going to begin our search, out here to the west. And what else do we have? Let's see. Reagents for the Reclaimers. So there's a group here in Desolace. We met a dwarf who's part of a group called the Reclaimers. And from what I can tell, this is a group that goes around finding lost items for people. So, very useful service, especially in a world like this. I feel like we are often unofficial members of the Reclaimers for all the little fetch quests that we do. Let's take a look. One of my tasks out here involves picking up some reagents for Leftwich, a gnome mage in Keranos. Rodin seems to think it's easy coin in the bank since we're out here already. He doesn't really care that we're short-handed as is. The first few items on his list should be easy enough to get, and it'd be a good chunk of coin for anyone helping me out. I need some horns and claws from the Hate Fury Satyr to the east of here. Bring them back to me, and we'll get started on the rest of the list. And then we have, from the same dwarf, the same group of reclaimers, we have the Carnitol Shipwreck. My first order of business is for the mage Carnitol, a noble of some sort in Stormwind. Seems his ship was attacked by sea giants while off the coast in the northwest of Desolace. He and his servants tried to bring one of his more valuable chests ashore, but when the sea giants attacked in droves, he chose to abandon it and teleport himself and his servants to safety. He wants us to find the chest and its contents and return it to him in Stormwind. All of these just kind of seem cool to me, and I had never done them before. I don't even think I've ever read them before, so we're going to start. We could go east first. Let's go east first and work on the Hate Fury Claws. Then we're going to come over here and look for the wagon. And then I believe the missing chest is somewhere off the coast. So we'll head east and then we'll head all the way west. And I've set my hearth to Nigel's Point, so we can just hearth back whenever we're done. I do want to give a shout out to Gildan, who sent us 2 more Mage Weave bags, so now we have a full complement of Mage Weave bags. And he was also great enough to send along a bunch of herbs we can use, so as soon as I can get somewhere to buy more leaded vials, in fact there might have been a trade good vendor back at the camp, we'll be able to make some more potions. Steel Bloom was the one I was having a hard time finding any of, so that is incredibly useful and I really do appreciate it. I'm hoping we get level 38 today so that I can equip these scarlet leggings to go along with our Raging Berserker helm. I'm not showing the helm because to me it looks kind of silly, but that's what it looks like. There aren't a lot of helms in Classic WoW that look good, in my opinion. And the ones that do look good are usually like leather and cloth. Not a big fan of the helmets. Yeah, this seems like actually a really good zone for us to be in. I finished leveling my reputation with one of the Centaur clans. I honestly wasn't paying too much attention to this. I know there's some kind of quest reward later on that is determined by what faction you pick. I just came down here and started to kill Magrum. So I guess that's going to align us with the Gelkis. We have to run down here at some point and turn in the quest to the Gelkis chief. So that's done. We also at some point have to go down here and kill... I don't know if they're down here or down here, but we have to kill 30 Ravagers somewhere to the south. And I think that might lead into another Scarlet Monastery quest. Because the name of the quest is Down the Scarlet Path. So at some point we'll do that as well, but yeah, it just seems like overall it's a good idea to come to Desolace, even though for Alliance it was really out of the way. I sat down over last weekend and just had to make the run all the way from Darkshore and just... I took a while, but I set out specifically just to get that done. And got all the flight points that I could along the way so that we can fly around here in Kalimdor a little bit now. And in a couple levels, we'll be able to we'll be able to quest in Dustwallow. It's still early, and I haven't finished my first coffee yet, so we'll see if I can speak better as time goes on. Yeah, it'll be good to quest in Dustwallow and do some things there, I think. Stranglethorn, we still have a bunch to do, but so much of it right now is orange. And Stranglethorn is a place where I've always done those quests, so if I can avoid some of them or put some of them off, and what I've been doing more of is I've been doing some of the Stranglethorn quest off recording, just when I have time to play, but I'm not really in a position or set up to record. I do some stuff in Stranglethorn, and I'm probably going to keep doing that unless there's something there that's specifically interesting, or something that I haven't done before. But I'd rather, for videos, do stuff like this that is a little bit more specific and stuff that I'm not as familiar with. Like, I've never seen this camp of Satyrs, so... apparently their drop rate for both claws and horns is incredibly low, but what else do we expect at this point? But yeah, pretty cool little area here. It's a part of the Desolace that still has some vegetation in it, and I didn't start finding places like that in my own experience until after Cataclysm, but apparently there are plenty of places here that still have vegetation even in Classic. That's what I really hope they get back to in World of Warcraft, is kind of making the zones their own characters. That's how the WoW was described to me by a friend when I first started playing. I had come from traditional RPGs and JRPGs, and one of my questions was, hey, this is an RPG, where are all the characters at? Where are the characters that we adventure with and get to know their personalities, and where's all the story being told? And my friend looked at me and he said, the zones are the characters, and the story. That's why they're all so different. And yeah, that was definitely true for a lot of World of Warcraft's life, is the zones themselves were both the characters and the story. And there were characters, obviously, like Thrall and whatnot, but not people who we were going to run around and do things with. And I feel like you either have to focus... Now they're kind of in this middle ground where they're trying to make some of the lore characters who you quest with, but no matter how many years you quest with them, it feels like they barely know who you are. And it's this like weird middle ground between like telling a story in broad strokes through the zones that you're in and the things that are happening in those zones, and having like the characters in the world kind of be distant from you, and having a more narrative driven experience. With characters who you're always with, like in Final Fantasy, how you have the Scions who you stick with, and you see those characters grow. WoW is caught in a weird middle place where it's like they can't decide what their identity is. It's really unfortunate. Some of the things I've seen about 9.2 and the new Zereth Mortis zone give me hope, rather, that maybe they're getting back to that, hey, let's tell the story of this zone and really like get into the lore of a zone and have that be the central storytelling piece for the content. And yeah, I've heard some good things about Zereth Mortis in 9.2. I still haven't decided if it's something I'm going to go back and check out. I guess we'll wait till they're a little bit further in PTR and we can form some better opinions. But yeah, it gives me a little bit of hope, And maybe it'll be something worth checking out. And I just hope they swing things back in that direction where one day in retail we can go back to Azeroth, we can have stories about the lands and peoples of Azeroth, and get out of their own little Marvel Cinematic Universe they've created. And yes, I realize I've probably been playing really not optimally because I've been running my mouth this entire time. Slowly we're getting our items. Kind of feel like eventually the drop rate will pick up for us. In the meantime, we can enjoy the beautiful sights and sounds of morning in Desolace. I always wish they could tell us like the temperature of an area. I know that for most people that probably would not add a lot. And for me it probably wouldn't add a lot either. It would just be a piece of information to parse and kind of like have in the back of my head like, oh, the Desolace is actually really cold. You kind of can assume things about some zones, obviously, like as far as like, well, Stranglethorn's probably hot. Dunmurrow is probably cold, but then you get into areas like this and you're like, well, it could go either way. I've always liked the idea of seasons too. It wouldn't really work in WoW because their zones are so artistically specific to be what they are. But I've always kind of wanted an MMO that could pass its zones through the seasons. So that you could visit an area in 4 different seasons. Whether that's connected to real time or run on an in-game clock doesn't really matter. But it would be cool to see the zones change and have different weather. What I think of is Outward. Outward had a fair attempt at seasons. Not an MMO, obviously, but just the only real example of what I can think of to what I'm talking about. The great thing is these guys have no desire to run. That makes it pretty easy. It definitely removes a layer of thought from the encounters. It also makes it so that I get habitually low on health, though. Yeah, we're maxed out. We have to go to Theramore. Pretty sure we can do a quest in Theramore to learn Mageweave. I'm not too concerned about it right yet because we don't have any Mageweave. And we haven't been fighting people that drop Mageweave. But since we are on Kalimdor, I will probably do that soonish. The other good thing about this area is that these guys have all been fairly spread out. We haven't had to think too much about how to avoid pulling ads and stuff like that. It just seems like a great place to do a long grindy quest, get a bunch of kill experience, and see something new. Although I'm sure plenty of you guys have done this quest before. Yeah, their only annoying thing is they have this little gouge, but it doesn't even last that long, so... As far as gold, we have 22 gold. I've been trying to be conservative about buying abilities from our trainer, but we're essentially caught up on abilities till level 38. If I hit 39 and we're not looking good, I'm probably just gonna find somewhere like in the Badlands where I can grind out level 39 and hope that that gets us in the ballpark with gold to get our mount at level 40. I really would like to have it at level 40. If it doesn't happen, if we're close but it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be too upset. But I am going to try to get it at 40. Part of me thinks like, geez, maybe we need to start grinding at 38.5. But I think we only need 55 or 60 gold. I had heard that it was, the price was halved. Let's get a bandage in, and I'm gonna drink some coffee. Every time I see ruins like this, it really makes me want to investigate all the buildings to look for treasure, but I know there won't be any because it's WoW. That's also kind of what I'm liking about the concept of Zereth Mortis in 9.2, is that it's supposed to be kind of like a free-for-all like exploration zone where character power is not tied to it, so you won't have disgruntled raiders trying to do it to reach a certain power threshold. It'll just be for people who want to enjoy that content in an open world, and you're going to be deciphering the first one's language and uncovering secrets. You know, a lot of it's probably going to be like basic retail WoW open world gameplay, but I feel like they're adding a few more elements to make it more friendly to people who just want to have that exploration and just like develop themselves through a zone in a way that isn't tied to their power in a raid or in a Mythic Plus dungeon. And since I am no longer a raider and I don't do Mythic Plus for lack of other humans to do them with, I would really appreciate if they could make outdoor content that was compelling. That would be something that I would be interested to try out. Like, no matter how good it is, it'll never fix the horrifying things that they've done with the story in retail. And the unnecessary things that they've done to the lore, like the unnecessary recontextualization of events. It'll never undo all that, but it could make me want to give them a chance in the future to make things better if they can design some open world content for people who just simply want to enjoy it. And make it compelling in some way that isn't tied to how powerful someone's going to be in a raid. Alright, they are dropping like crazy now. We just need 8 more claws and then we are good to go. Got another human warrior, same exact level over here. Bowers, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Fighting 2 at a time. Good for him. Bruiseweed, we don't really need so much of anymore. I guess this is kind of a lower level area. Yeah, I thought I'd seen a guy there, and then he had vanished. I thought he'd walked to the other side of this hill, but no, he was in stealth because he is a rogue. That is how rogues get down. How would one get up there? Maybe from the other side. A Torrent Shaman. Yeah. Maybe next season. Maybe next season. Next season we are definitely going to go Horde. I know Burning Crusade Shaman was a lot of fun for the hard mode playthrough that we did. Granted, we didn't get extremely far, but I had a lot of fun with the class. I don't know how many things are different in those initial levels from vanilla to BC, though. I'd probably want to look into that first. I feel like Shaman is one of those could be one of those classes that in original Classic was useless. But we'll see. Not useless, but you know. Not optimal as a healer and not optimal as DPS means you're useless. In any game that's already solved, it's really a big ask to play a class that you know is not highly wanted in groups. And you know, when people already know that, it doesn't tend to matter how well you play the class. That being said, if you're able to play with a group of friends, it doesn't matter, you get to play whatever you want, but... Of course, it's the last item that's going to take forever, isn't it? Maybe if we complain about it, this guy will drop it for us. Nope. We're still in combat with that rat that we demoralizing shouted. He's running around over here. Like, I don't really want to go over there to kill him, but he is just kind of keeping us in combat. I think eventually he would drop. We'll see what happens. If he's not... Yeah, there he goes. He's resetting. We'll let him live. Well, it's a shield. It's not better than what we have. but maybe we can put it on the auction house. I feel like we might be at a point where, like, maybe some higher level people have alts now. Maybe green items will sell for a little bit more on the auction house. At least maybe they'll sell for enough for the effort of putting them on the auction house. It's really tough to, like, put some stuff on the auction house when it's only going to sell for 1 or 2 silver more than the vendor price. So, that's a thing. Hey, we're done. 10 out of 10 and 10 out of 10. Alright, let's run straight across, somewhere here. We're gonna have to look for this wagon. You'd think it would probably be on the road or by the road. But we'll go have a look. Well, the zone is not empty, that is for sure. Let's just type all E's. Makes sense. I would check out those buildings, but they seem like obviously horde buildings, right? Like, I don't want to go over there. That's a horde camp. Oh, look at this. That looks like a wagon to me. I don't know. It actually looks like a series of wagons. Oh, snap. Let's not get into combat with that. Deep Strider Searcher. Yeah, he's pretty far from the ocean there. Okay, great. Well, this looks like a wagon, but I don't see anybody here. Oh boy, is this going to be one of those escort quests where the NPC just isn't going to be here if someone else is doing the quest? Is that what's going on? I have a bad feeling that that's exactly what's going on. That's going to be really unfortunate. This quest was interesting to me. All of these quests were, and if we can't do it because it's an escort quest, that's going to suck. I guess we could head out to the coast and try to do the other one. But yeah, this one was green and I wanted to do it. Well, maybe we'll check here on the way back. Let's go out to the... it was the west, right? Northwest of Desolace. I'm guessing they have to mean over here. It wouldn't be up here. That's going to be like a different zone. It's going to be Stone Talon. Okay, yeah, let's come around here. While trying to avoid the... well, maybe we can cut through the... probably not a good idea. I was going to say, maybe we can cut through the mountains, but it looks like that would just pin us in to the back of the fortress, and that would suck. Oh, these guys aren't Horde, though. These are Burning Blade cultists. Okay, is this whole place Burning Blade? That's a little bit intense. How do I get a quest to go in there and fight these guys? They're level 30. Yeah, I want to be fighting these guys. Thunder Axe Fortress. Well, that sucks. This would have been a really cool quest. Maybe if we kill one of them, they'll drop an item or something. That would be cool. Because, yeah, I didn't see any quest in Nigel's Point for them, and we would have a quest if there were one. They're level 32, so... Are you gonna run? Let's not risk it. No item. Yeah, see, this wasn't the smartest way to go. There might be a path. We might be okay. As long as we don't have to drop down there next to the towers, we'll be fine. Bruiseweed, we can skip for now. There's also like a goblin camp somewhere. I don't really remember where these things are at. What is that giant tower ahead of us? I guess we're gonna get close enough to maybe find out. I don't know what that is. It looks rather impressive from here. It also has a very specific shape about it. Was it supposed to be an old lighthouse? Or something of that nature? Ethel Rathor. Huh. Yeah, I've never seen a giant lighthouse. I feel like I want to go up there, but it's going to be full of enemies. You'd think you'd find a place like this and maybe there'd be somebody with a quest, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Maybe we can't even get inside of it. Yeah, the bridge goes across, guys, but I don't think we could actually get inside. It doesn't seem like there's a real door there. Maybe I'm like way off base, but from what I could see, it doesn't actually open to an interior. But then again, this guy just came flying out of there. Can I not get up this? Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, we're not investigating this right now. We have to go back to the road and... Oh, shit. Look at this. I just talked all that crap about how there'd be a quest, but then there wouldn't be a quest because it's WoW. But look, there's a quest. What can I do for you? It's awesome. Scepter of Light. The Burning Blade in Thunder Axe Fortress to the east is rumored to have acquired the Scepter of Light from the Naga. Legend tells that the scepter is able to sink entire cities under the Great Seas. The Burning Blade must not be allowed to possess such power. To that end, you must retrieve the scepter yourself. It is held by a Burning Blade seer who studies the scepter from atop one of Thunder Axe's watchtowers. Wow, this is great. Yeah. So, you know, you talk crap about something, you'll apparently just be rewarded with an awesome quest. So I complained about not having a quest to kill the Burning Blade guys, and I complained about how there probably wouldn't be a quest here if we investigated. And yeah. Oh, our quest log is full. We can fix that. We can fix that. We know where to pick this up, so I feel like that's an easy drop. Then again, we can't even think about doing these yet. These were picked up in Booty Bay. Maybe I could drop those. Yeah, we have a lot of quests in a lot of different areas, unfortunately. Let's drop the red ones for now. And I could pick those up in Booty Bay whenever we're working on the orange stuff. But yeah, this is amazing. I've never done this quest. It seems super interesting. It's going to take us into an area that I actually want to see, so I'm pretty hyped for that. That being said, we are going to focus up here Ooh, can I jump down here without dying? Maybe not. We're gonna focus on doing this quest out here on the sea. Finding this chest. And then we'll make a separate visit to the Thunder Axe Keep. These are just really cool areas, like the parts of Desolace where there's still vegetation and stuff, like along the coast. Desolace is a lot more interesting and diverse than I ever really give it credit for. Slitherblade Warrior, I really don't know like who we have to fight to get this thing, or if it's like a drop we're looking for. We don't really have a lot of information when you think about what we know. These Naga are gonna run. Okay. His servants tried to bring one of his more valuable chests ashore, but when sea giants attacked in droves, he chose to abandon it. This could mean anything. I don't really know where to begin with this one. Waterlogged footlocker is locked. That wouldn't be what we're looking for. Waterlogged footlocker. I hope that's not what we're looking for. A bubbly fisher. Yeah, this is one of those quests where I guess it could go either way. Like, maybe we get this off of one of these guys. Like, maybe they picked it up. Or maybe it's out here somewhere. And the quest doesn't really mention Naga. It mentions sea giants, but I don't see any sea giants. I want to get this thing up to the surface if I can. I will look around for a little bit, and if we don't find it, I'm gonna look it up. Which I don't always do, but I feel like the quest is pretty vague. I don't want to be swimming around in circles forever, or killing things forever when if the option is it's gonna drop in neither of those ways. Because I'm just not seeing anything pop up on the mini-map. And like I said, the quest doesn't talk about Naga. It didn't say that they were attacked by Naga. If it said that, then it would make sense that the Naga might have the item. Oh, wait. Oh, that's Strangle Kelp. I got really excited there. Over some Strangle Kelp. And I'm not the biggest fan of underwater combat, as a lot of you guys who have been around the channel for a while have probably heard too many times. I don't like being underwater to explore or to fight. So yeah. Let's go out to this island and have a look around over here. I've been seeing this off in the distance. It's a pretty large landmass. The only problem is, I don't know if we're going to get fatigue. It doesn't look like it, and I don't know how else we would get here if not just swimming for it. A decent time to drink some coffee, you know, swimming across a massive gulf. I'm probably soon to regret this if there's nothing out here. However, there's another player who is swimming back, so there's got to be something going on. Thank you, my man, for giving us Blessing of Might. Slitherblade Tidehunters. Ranazjar Isle. Okay, I've never been here. These guys are level 36. Still able to be handled. I mean, they don't hit that hard. They're gonna freeze us. Hopefully. Oh, yeah, they're gonna freeze us. Okay, at least he didn't run. That would have been really bad. Let's get a hamstring up. Okay, I don't know. Let's just have a look around. I was wondering if maybe we would find sea giants out here, but we didn't. We have been really lucky to see some pretty cool places today in Desolace, and I'm really excited about the quest to go into the Thunder Axe Fortress. That's going to be really cool. Oh, look at this! Requires Gem of the Serpent. What in the hell is this? Alright, yeah, so we're not doing this right now, whatever it is. Alright, fight some more of these guys. So if we ever need the serpent statue now, we know where that's at. Yeah, we've seen plenty of other players at our level out here, so maybe they're on this quest for the serpent statue, but I feel like it's probably our quest. I think I'm gonna look it up. 1 second. What is the name of the Carantol shipwreck? Yeah, apparently it drops from these guys, whatever we're looking for. Carantol's satchel is the actual item, it's not a chest. So the quest doesn't tell us what the actual item is called, and it doesn't mention the Naga at all. That's really weird. I wonder if, like, sea giants got into the text by mistake. Attacked by Naga would have made sense because that would have prompted you to come fight Naga, although if we were fighting the Naga around the shore, those wouldn't have been the right Naga. They really needed to mention an island, like maybe they caught sight of an island and then they were attacked by Naga. That's how I would have phrased the quest. You know, you don't have to say on an island to the northwest, but you can put some little hints into the quest log that could get somebody out here even. But yeah, apparently it drops from some slither blades. Although maybe only the sea witches and the tide hunters. Are you a tide hunter? You are a tide hunter. Okay, so sea witches, tide hunters, and that might be it. So not the myrmidons? It's very specific. Seems very specific. So the good news is we do have to be here. The bad news is this area is a little bit farmed out because there aren't that many. And see, this is a razor tail. It doesn't say that razor tail can drop it. Tide hunters and sea witches. And that's it. According to Wowhead, at least. Alright, so let's try to start avoiding these guys. We need to get into the interior. I say interior of the island, but honestly, it's a tiny island, right? I mean, there's not a lot of space. Look at this! There's this chest here, and like, my initial instinct was this must be the chest! Even though I know that we get the satchel for... I just saw this, and I'm like, why is this here? It's just here to taunt us, right? Maybe this tells you like, hey, look, his chest got here. And then one of the Naga took the thing out of it. I guess that could be like your clue, right? You get to the island, you find the chest you can't interact with, and you think, hey, maybe the Naga took the item. But you have to do a lot of reasoning to get to that point, and you'd have to just come out here to explore this place. And then fight enough of these guys to have them drop the item. And it seems like fighting enough of them is going to be the hard part. You're an oracle, you're not a sea witch. You're a razor tail, you're not a tide hunter. I can see this one getting a little bit tedious. I might have to camp myself out here to do this, which is not going to be very interesting to watch. Yeah, see, this Myrmidon is back up, but we don't need him. I'm hoping that once we're killing the right guys, the drop rate will be forgiving, because if it's not, this could be a quest that could take a while. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, guys, and then I'm just going to cut out the recording, and I'll camp out here and just drink my coffee and wait for the bodies I'm sitting on to respawn, because that's exciting and compelling gameplay. Okay, the bodies have disappeared, so maybe soon they'll start to pop back up. Here's a tide hunter. And I have a sea witch in my sights up there. My only hope is that the witches don't heal. Let's do a quick bandage before we go on this guy. I like seeing all the color variations they do with the different types of Naga throughout the world. Well, you're gonna get away, but you're gonna get away slowly. I hope you bleed to death. You're not going to, because we're only ticking for 15 a tick. That's a big miss. Nothing worse than swinging at someone's back and just missing the back attack. Well, that was the first wave killed off, and we didn't get anything from that. Let's take a look on the other side of the island. That spawn is a razor tail this time, so these things like share spawn points. This was a tide hunter the last time it was spawned and killed. And this time it's a razor tail, so maybe I should just kill the guys that I see on the island. They'll have a chance to respawn as anything, apparently. Alright guys, I am gonna cut the recording here, and I will cut back in when I find the item. and we will get these wrapped up. But yeah, I think from here on, I'm going to have to kill everything, even if it doesn't have a chance to drop the item, because look, it's spawning oracles and myrmidons where it had spawned tide hunters and sea witches. So yeah, wish me luck. So this is a good cautionary tale, guys, about looking up quests. As I'm sure some of you guys already knew, the guys that we were just killing are part of the next chain of the quest. So when you look stuff up on the internet, guys, if a quest has the same name but multiple steps to it, you could be on any part. You literally have to go to the first step. So the first step would have been to find the shipwreck. And then the step after that would be to kill the Naga. So the next step of the quest probably will talk about Naga. But we need to find the shipwreck first. So yeah, after killing a bunch more guys and being met with a server shutdown, I did some more quick research because I'm so good at that. And figured out that we were looking at the wrong part of the quest. We have to go down, looks like somewhere by this little jut of land sticking out. That is where we have to look for the shipwreck. So yeah, literally all we had to do at first was run along the coast. I was looking for sea giants, didn't see any sea giants, went after the Naga, saw a quest that was for killing Naga, thought this must be right. But it wasn't. Will we get down here before the timer? That's a good question. We have 60 seconds to hit the land, run down the coast. I don't think we're going to make it, but at least now we know what we're doing. I'm assuming we find this, and then we're going to hearth back to Nigel's Point, talk to the... It was a night elf? No, it was a dwarf. Talk to the dwarf from the Reclaimers League, and then get the next chain of the quest, and then the next chain of the quest is going to take us all the way back out to the island. Yeah, here we go. Rackmore's log. Was that not it? Rackmore's log tells of how a ship was sailing from... Oh! 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 I don't know if that was it or not. But we'll be taking a look at that next time, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Really appreciate all the support on the series. Let me know what you think, and take care of yourselves out there. Take care of each other. We will see you back online sometime soon.